In today's lesson, we're going to relate the attributes of a square to a cube. A square is a two-dimensional figure that's flat on the paper. You can't pick it up and hold it. But a three-dimensional figure is a figure that you can hold in your hand. It takes up space in the world. We're going to focus on the cube today. And when we think about that figure, I want you to think about three different vocabulary words. One, the face. The face of a figure is the flat surface. This is the face of the cube. This is the face of the cone. It's the flat surface. This is the face of this rectangular prism. Then there's the edge. The edge is where two faces meet. So this face meets this face at this edge here. Just like the edge of your desk or your edge of your table, if you're walking across it, boop, you could fall off of it. It's where two faces meet. That's the edge. And lastly, there's the corner. The corner is where three faces meet. So if I turn my figure here, this top face meets this side face meets this side face on the corner. Sometimes this is called a vertex in geometry. Then we're going to count our faces, edges, and corners. And this can be tricky, so I really recommend that you find something in your house that represents a cube, whether it's a block or a Rubik's Cube or dice, something you can put in your hand and hold. So I'm going to hold my cube, and I'm going to show you how to count faces, edges, and corners. Always keep your figure still so you don't miscount and chase around and count the same thing twice. So holding your figure still, we can count our faces. So let's go. We could go from the top to the bottom and around the sides. So count with me. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, back here, and 6. So 6 faces. To count the edges is much trickier. So again, keep your figure still. Well, remember the edge is where the two faces meet. So you can trace around the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you can come down the sides, counting on 5, 6, 7 back here, and 8. Then don't forget the bottom. This is where we sometimes forget. Counting on from 8, 9, 10, 11, and across the front, 12 edges. Corners are a little easier to count because they're nice and pointy. So holding your figure still, go around the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, and around the bottom, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's how you count faces, the flat surface, edges where the two faces meet here, and corners, those pointy sides where three faces meet. Next, I want to show you how to draw a cube. That's the second part of your lesson. So I'm going to move my camera over to my paper, and it can be really frustrating. So I don't want you to give up. Just stick with it, persevere. It takes a little practice. So what you do to draw a three-dimensional cube on paper is you just draw a square first. So it's down, over, up, and across. And you're going to remember this right now. It does not need to be perfect. Does that look perfect to you? No. Yes, I'm using a can of tomatoes to hold my phone up. Okay, after you draw your square, I want you to put a little dot right there in the middle. From there, you can pull down and draw another square. So you pull down, come across, up, and over. So now you have the first square that you drew here and the second square that you drew here. And the last part of this is really just to connect the corners. You draw a diagonal line connecting this corner to this corner by just stretching, pull it over. Go next door, grab this corner, you're going to pull it to this corner, pull it over. Grab this inside corner to this corner, pull it over. And one more time, this corner to this corner, pull it over. And you have a cube. And you can practice doing that on your paper in your lesson.